What's up, YouTube? Zero here, and welcome to the place where gamers, witches, wizards, and superheroes unite. Today, I have a Blueprint Armory review of the prototype, which is a blueprint of the AK47 in Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. So first, you can see what I'm using. It's my typical setup. If you have seen my videos before, then you know what I'm using. If you haven't, go check out those blueprints after this video. But let's get into the setup of the prototype. So first, we have an optic, the Quick Dot LED. Then after the optic, we have a muzzle, the Spetsnaz compensator, which is going to increase the vertical recoil control by 12% at a cost of horizontal recoil control by 8%. Then we have the 18.2 VDV reinforced, which is going to increase the damage range and bullet velocity at a cost of sprinting move speed and aim walking movement speed. Then we have the Spetsnaz speed grip, which is going to increase the sprinting move speed and horizontal recoil control at a cost of movement speed, shooting move speed, and aim walking movement speed. Then finally, we have the tactical stock, which is going to increase the aim walking movement speed by 20%. So you can see the camo on the screen now that we have talked about the setup. Let's get into some gameplay and talk more about this blueprint. So as we're getting into the gameplay, I do want to say that if you do enjoy this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more Call of Duty videos. I do a bunch of other video games, so check those out as well. I've done a bunch of blueprint reviews thus far, and I'm going to do a bunch more in the future, so check all those out. I got a playlist for them all. So this setup, where do you get it? It is in the Battle Pass for Black Ops Cold War Season 1. If you purchase the Battle Pass, I don't think this is a free one that you can unlock, so if you grind out, I think it's in the 50s or 60s, I want to say. So if you grind out through the Battle Pass in Season 1, if you purchased it, you will get this blueprint. So now that we've talked about where you get it, let's talk about the meat and potatoes of this gun, and I do have a good one for y'all today. I did really well in this gameplay. I think I went 38-9, and I went on a merciless streak at some point in this game, so be on the lookout for that. That was a pretty cool one. So let's talk about this setup. The red dot, it's a red dot. You either like it or you don't. Do I personally need a red dot on the AK? No, I think the AK's iron sights are good enough, but it's a decent red dot. So use it or don't. You like it or you don't. It's kind of personal preference. I think it's okay though. This red dot isn't bad. So you can use it if you want a red dot on an AK. Personally, again, I don't think it's necessary, but they have it on this blueprint, so we're reviewing it. Then next, we have the Spetsnaz compensator. I typically don't like to decrease the horizontal recoil control. Normally, that's the harder one to control. Vertical recoil is just taking your gun up a little bit more. Normally, that's a little bit easier to control than the horizontal recoil. So normally, I don't like to make that worse. However, that's what the Spetsnaz compensator does. We are compensated for that with the Spetsnaz speed grip. So that's good. The Spetsnaz speed grip is giving us 15% horizontal recoil control, which is counteracting the Spetsnaz compensator, which is negative 8% horizontal recoil control. So we have a net of 7% horizontal recoil control. Thumbs up to that. We do increase our horizontal recoil control and we increase our vertical recoil control. So far the setup's pretty good based off of what I just said, because I do like, personally, to get that recoil control. I think it's very crucial to getting that recoil control on some of these guns. Some guns, you may not need it. Some guns have decent recoil to begin with. The AK has, with no attachments, a little bit harder to control recoil, so I do like that we're increasing both the vertical and horizontal recoil control. Let's talk about that Spetsnaz speed grip since we're on it. It does subtract from the move speed, the shooting move speed, and the aim walking move speed. So that's going to hurt us a little bit if we're trying to be a more up close and personal type of player. If we want to get in the nitty gritty, we want to be in the hard points or capturing domination areas or in the control areas, taking away from the movement speed is going to make it a little bit harder to do that. When we look at some of this build, or really this build in general, what it's doing for us is it's really helping us out over longer ranges. Now, on the VDV Reinforced, we get subtracted aim walking move speed and sprinting move speed. Now, we do get a little bit, we take away that negative from the VDV with the tactical stock for the aim walking move speed, so that cancels out. Both one's minus 20, one's plus 20. That cancels out. But the Spetsnaz speed grip, that's taking away from our movement. The VDV, what it's doing is it's increasing the range, it's increasing the bullet velocity. We have a Spetsnaz compensator that's helping us out with that vertical recoil control. We have the Spetsnaz speed grip that's helping us out with that horizontal recoil control. And then we have the red dot. So when I use this gun, I think of it as this setup, this blueprint, the prototype blueprint, is really making the AK47 better at longer ranges than it typically would be, but worse at closer ranges because you're taking away from some of that movement speed. It's going to be harder to keep up with players who use submachine guns. So personally, the prototype build is more if you want to use the AK at longer ranges. If you're going to be kind of staying back, providing that cover for your teammates, that's where it's going to shine. That's where we want to use this prototype blueprint at. If you want to run around with an AK, this is not going to be the setup for you. I recommend against it. So in something like Warzone, maybe pretty good, because you are shooting at enemies over those longer ranges. If you're a player who does like to stay back a little bit, if you say to yourself, the Krieg's my favorite gun because that's one of the longer range assault rifles, you may really enjoy this setup on the AK. Me personally, it does play a lot into my play style. At first, if y'all see my videos, you know I play a lot on Nuketown. At first, I was trying this build on Nuketown, and it just wasn't working. Nuketown is just too close range of a map for this prototype blueprint. It's just too slow. You're competing with too many fast guns on that map. Can you do well? Sure, every once in a while. But when you get up against semi-competent to competent players, you're probably not going to be doing as well because they're going to be using closer range guns. So this setup is better for those longer ranges. You want to hold down lanes. You want to provide cover for your teammates. That's what the prototype blueprint is going to be good for. So I recommend it for that. Overall, I recommend this setup for what I was just saying. So I do give it a thumbs up. Now let's talk about the camo, because we got to talk about the camo. That's what blueprints are for. You get some camo. I like that shine, that little green shine that we get on the front of the weapon and kind of on the underbelly of the weapon. So overall, I do like this camo. It's green. It's a lean, mean green fighting machine. I like it. So overall, I do enjoy this blueprint, and right there was the merciless streak. Went on a little bit of a tear there, and then I blow it, but still, 10 with this. So that was definitely exciting to be able to get that. And yeah, this is a good blueprint. I do recommend checking it out if you've unlocked the battle pass, or if you're wondering if you want to unlock the battle pass for this blueprint. I recommend checking it out. But again, longer ranges, longer maps. You're probably not going to do as well on Nuketown or if you're trying to play with this as a closer range gun, you're going to get outclassed by a lot of submachine guns and then other assault rifles that people have more geared towards that closer range combat. So overall, for what it's supposed to do, being a longer range setup, I give it a thumbs up. I think it's good. It is one of my favorite longer range blueprints. So what it's doing, it does well, and I recommend it. So we are starting to come down to the end of the video. This was a close match. We were facing, my buddy and I was playing with my buddy. We were facing a clan. They had 4 people in their clan, and this game was just back and forth really into the end. You can see 150 to 144. I did pretty well in this game. Like I said, I think it was 38-9 or something. Dude's trying to hide from me, and I say, nope. Ego challenge. He wasn't expecting it. Sometimes they work out. A lot of times they don't, though. I try to not ego challenge too much, but he was damaged. I mean, I had to. He was hiding in a corner. He was trying to run away from me, so I had to ego chow him. And then these guys not paying attention. Somehow my drop shot and only killed one of them. But I got this next one. Not today. Get off my zone. Zone C. It's my team zone. I'm trying to hold this one down by myself. Hopefully my teammates can go get the rest of it. Well, I'm trying to hold this one down. There's more enemies here. And this one don't pay attention. You're not gonna pay attention. Hey! So, still a close game. We got A and C, not B, which is weird to hold down the 2 opposite ends. You typically want to try and get the middle one and one of the ends. Much easier to hold down. Recommendation, that's my tip of the day. Y'all are getting tips, free tips, and the channel's free. Oh, y'all should definitely hit that subscribe button because that's free too. It's all free, just like TurboTax. Not a sponsor, by the way, but they say their stuff's free. My stuff's free too. I could pretty much beat her. Please don't start calling me TurboTax. That'll be a bad nickname to get. I don't know. I wouldn't want that nickname. I'm cool with y'all just calling me Zero. That's fine. Don't call me TurboTax. Let's see if we can capture A. Let's try and finish this off. But we are down 193, 173, and there's no comeback on this one. But thank you all for tuning in. We are coming down to the end of the video. Just a reminder, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know in the comments section what blueprints you want to see or what other videos you'd like to see in Call of Duty. So, until next time, peace.